Well, the Carver Village and Cloverdale neighborhoods were supposed to see major drainage and flooding improvements over the next several years, thanks to a $30 million grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
But now, under the Trump administration, FEMA has canceled the grant program altogether, making relief from flooding in those neighborhoods uncertain right now.
Our Shay Schrader joins us live in the studio. And Shay, what's going to happen to those planned drainage improvements now?
Mike, Don, the short answer is we don't know. The city has already started the project, but with the funding for it having essentially disappeared, one alderman says tough decisions are going to have to be made. Not even a year ago.
We're not going to change the storms from coming, but we can affect how they impact communities and how we can make sure that we are protecting people, saving lives, and keeping them in their homes.
FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell excitedly announcing $30 million of drainage improvements and flooding mitigation in the Carver Village and Cloverdale neighborhoods under the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, or BRIC, program. That money won't be coming under Trump's FEMA. FEMA has announced they'll be cutting the BRIC program altogether, calling it, quote, wasteful and politicized. The agency saying in a statement that ending the program will ensure grant funding aligns with, quote, the president's executive orders and Secretary Kristi Noem's direction.
When the next flood comes, we're not going to be able to throw a couple of paper towel rolls out there and call it a day. You know, we need hard infrastructure that's going to be in the ground to protect our neighborhoods and our communities.
Alderman Nick Palumbo says the grant was going to help fund improvements that are desperately needed in the city, pointing to flooding during not just hurricanes, but average rainstorms as well. Now, he says, with that grant money just gone, the city will have to find a new way to pay.
We've got to decide between police and fire and water and stormwater to protect our residents. So now that this is underway, we're reassessing right now with what we can do with what we have.
The city of Savannah says it's received around $2.8 million of the grant already for the design and surveying phase of the project, and that it's set up meetings with Congressman Buddy Carter and Senators John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock to discuss the impacts of FEMA's decision. Palumbo saying he wants those that made the decision to reassess.
$30 million is a ton of money to the city of Savannah. It may not be to the federal government, but to have these blind accusations take place without seeing it on the ground for yourself is just truly awful.
At the time the grant was awarded in 2023, the project was expected to take around 5 years to complete. The city of Savannah was also going to put $12 million of its own money towards the project. However, Savannah isn't the only city affected. There are 449 other grant applicants that won't receive a combined total of $4.4 billion in grant money after this decision. Shay Schrader, WTOC News.